Well, hello, my tiny terrors. This is Jeff from CompuTerrors, and today we'll be going over how to use the Task Manager in Windows 10. The Task Manager is pretty similar with other versions. You could actually do more in this version, in the Windows 10 version, but pretty much there's two main reasons why I would say you should use the Task Manager. One is if there's an issue with a program. The biggest reason would be if it failed. If something isn't responding, then the easiest way is to go into Task Manager and end it manually, kind of forcing it to stop. Now, if Windows plays nice, then it will allow you. Sometimes you still might have issues, but that's pretty much the quickest way to end the program that's not responding. The other main reason that I've used it in the past is to kind of inspect the memory and processor usage of your computer and the programs using it. This is helpful, especially for viruses and things that might be bad. You can find things just by using Task Manager that you didn't know were around by looking at something that might be using the processor that you didn't realize. Another reason is for resource hogs. If you use something, maybe there's a weird version of iTunes or something like that, and it's overutilizing the processor and memory, this is a good tool for troubleshooting to figure that out. And then you can see which things are using too much of your system resources, and then you can get rid of them. Or you might find out that you need a new PC or you need more memory. It's a good tool to use to kind of see all those types of benchmarks. So there's three main ways to get into the Task Manager. The first way is to hit the Windows key and then just start typing it in, Task Manager, and you can see that it shows up here. Another way is the tried and true method, which most people know about, but there's a better way, is hitting Control-Alt-Delete and then actually clicking on Task Manager there, but I'll cancel. And as you know, I'm definitely into shortcuts, so my preferred method is going directly into it, which is Control-Shift-Escape, and that opens it up directly. So here's the Windows 10 version of Task Manager, and they've done a better job in this version than in previous versions. There's just more information, so that's pretty cool. As you can see, the default tab is the Processes tab, and it will show everything. I don't have too many things running. I always try to keep it lean on all my computers. But it's awesome to see overall the processor utilization. The only reason mine is at 30% right now is because I'm using this screen recording software. Normally it's at like 1 or 0. It doesn't really go that high. Memory, again, that's how much memory everything's using at this point in time out of your total. Disk usage, what is happening with your hard drives, and then network. Self-explanatory, everything that's happening over the network connection, whether it's mostly local, but then you can also use it to look at Wi-Fi and things if you wanted to. So really the quickest view or the quickest way to look at things is to look at how it separates. Apps are the actively running things that are right now. It depends on what you have running, the way it will show up on the screen, but you also then have your background processes. These are things that are running that are basically everything but Windows core processes themselves, and you'll see that section. So this is everything that's running, Calculator, Cortana. I mean, we're not using these right now, so everything's at 0%, but they're loaded because there's a lot of things that the computer loads that you may not be using that just kind of stays there so that it can be used very quickly when you need to. If I scroll down here, let me use this, and then I can go to Windows processes. These are all the processes that the operating system itself is using. Again, you may not ever need to go in here, but it's good to know about just in case you have some issues, especially once you start getting into trying to remove viruses and things like that. But this video is just the basics. And then at the bottom here, you can see the rest. Now, if I go to the Performance tab, this is a general overview of what we already saw on the top. This will show you the type of processor you have, utilization, your speed of the processor. Mine is higher right now because, again, it's being utilized by the screen recording software. It's just kind of a quick way of showing you what's going on with your computer. Memory, disk, all the same things we talked about. I have 3 listed here because I have 3 physical drives. One I use for the operating system, the second I use for apps and programs, and then the third is like a big data dump or repository. Then the App History tab. Again, just same type of thing. It just gives you a history of things that we're running. startup. I won't get into this in this video. I will be covering this in a different one, but this will actually show you all the startup, or some of the startup or programs or things that are starting up when you start the computer. So this is a great place to come in and disable things that you may not need and increase performance. Users, it doesn't really show you that much, just the current person using the system. Details, again, it just gives you more details. This PID column is very useful when you're doing more advanced things, like trying to stop things from running, or viruses or things like that are bad that you can't do through Windows itself. This process ID, or through this version, through the graphical user interface, you can actually go into the command prompt and do certain things using that PID, the processor ID. And again, this just gives you more detailed information. And then the services themselves, this gets down to a level where you can actually see things that are more hidden to to the naked eye. I mean, you can actually do a lot more things here. This actually shows you the process ID here, whether it's running or stopped. And by the way, any of these views, you can sort by clicking on the top of the heading. So you can sort by name in ascending or descending order. You could sort by description. Status would be a very good one to sort by, so you can quickly see which things are running all grouped together or which ones have stopped. Also, if you're troubleshooting a problem, you can right click on a service and you can actually open services, and then this will show you the services window, which again, it's a completely different topic, but just know that you can do that. Another useful tool that you can use with Task Manager is if you see the background process or any process that you want to find out where that file is located on your computer, you can right click on it and then you simply go to Open File Location. This is incredibly useful because now I don't have to look around. This file is the exact place on my computer where that particular program or service or whatever is running. So again, it proves very useful for troubleshooting. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is if you go to Options, I like having this checked always on top. This way, if this is unchecked and you want to see what type of memory or processing power a particular program is using, let's say Chrome, the window is going to be hidden because this active window goes above it. So if I wanted to see the processor utilization as I'm running it, that's why you'd want to go to Options and click Always on Top. That way, Task Manager will always be on top. You can see if I click here, it still shows here. And this proves very useful because then I could do things in this window. I can go someplace, like we'll go to google.com. And as it browses to Google, even though it's very quick because there's nothing really to show, you can see instantly how it changes the processor, memory, everything for that particular item. And of course, if I want to stop something, you already know how to do this, but you right click and then go to End Task. So that's the Task Manager in a nutshell and how to use it in Windows 10. There's much more you can do with it, but this is just kind of covers the basics. Again, if you have any comments or you want to see different versions of Windows, please comment below. Please subscribe to our CompuTerrors channel. And as always, if you have any suggestions or anything that you want to learn, let us know. Thank you very much for watching and have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.